All right, welcome back to the second semester of hockey. We break it up in ACHA hockey terms. We break it up into two halves almost, don't we, Danny Roy?
Yep.
Danny Roy, the head coach of the Grand Canyon University Lopes, with me, and you guys have already had a weekend series. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we started off just like we started off last year with the early series in the first semester here against University of Arizona. Very similar weekend than it was a year ago. Big win in the first game, and then a little bit of a rough go in the second game. I think the biggest difference is we played much better than we did last year. Last year's win was a big surprise, and I think we surprised them with the win last year. But this year, we played them tough, and we played them tough in their building, and I don't think they were too surprised to see us playing them like we did. So I think the win this year was a little more. We showed that we could carry the play, and our power play capitalized against them, and we got the win. And then the next night we played very, very well in the first period, and then unfortunately just had a pretty big lapse in the second, and still finished the third period pretty strong with the 1-0 loss.
So this is probably the million-dollar question for a hockey coach, but can you put your finger on what happened in that second period? And more importantly, what happened, but how do you stop something like that when it gets to be a snowball?
Yeah, we probably could have called a timeout in there somewhere and slowed it down. I took my experience from last year. I think we called a timeout in a similar situation, and it just got worse from there. So we were just trying to find ourselves, and they're a good bunch, and when they get scoring and they get rolling and confident, they're tough to play against. And unfortunately, our mistakes were high quality turnovers and scoring opportunities for them, and they were able to capitalize on a lot of second opportunities and rebounds, things like that. We weren't playing tough and physical like we were in the first period. We weren't pressing them, and so it was just we took it into the second intermission and just kind of had a powwow and talked about how we wanted to finish the game, not give up on ourselves, show that we can play them competitive and not give up even more. And just take it into the games that really matter, which are D2 games, because we still have an opportunity to climb the ranking ladder and try and make that auto bid, and we don't want to carry a bad finish to that game into our games that really matter.
So we talked program building, and for people that don't know, mid-November you guys were awarded the opportunity, I guess is how you put it, to advance to ACHA D1 next year. Huge step for the program, but you've been preparing yourself for this and preparing the team for that by playing other teams that are better quality, U of A, ASU. So not a shock to you, but how do you think your team is at this point right now, as far as if they were prepared to play a D1 schedule at this point?
As far as depth and things like that, I don't think if it was this year and we were playing in it right now, it'd be a very tough go. Having a team, especially if it's a 3-game weekend like a lot of D1 weekends are, or just even a 2-game weekend, the pace of play and the physicality and things like that, you got to have a deep roster. You have to have guys backing them up too, so you're not breaking down and injuries and things like that. So I think we timed it in a perfect time. Recruiting's going well. Things are looking really solid for next year. Next year we are honestly going to be a competitive Division I team. I like to try and follow the same model that UNLV has showed that they were. As soon as they moved up, they were automatically up there and competitive, and our building of our program shows that we're on that pathway as well.
So the start of the second semester, I joked with it a little bit, but it really is two halves, right? You play one half, you get a long break.
Yep.
How do you assess your team for the second half of this? How do you look and see how they come in? Are they ready to go? Is there a little period that you got to get through?
I think we're ready to go. I think our Friday night game against U of A shows that. Yeah. We were on they had 2 practices, we had 2 practices. We all had the same amount of time off pretty much. And we came out as the team that was more prepared and ready in that first game. Obviously, they came back and capitalized in the second game. But I think it's a long time off. I think a week or 2 is enough for the guys, and then after that you start missing hockey a lot. But it's a good thing. You start missing it. You start missing the guys and missing your roommates and all that stuff. So when you come back, you're excited to be back here, and it's a fresh start. You know, and injuries are coming back. You know, we have our guys who are coming back off of long season injuries and things like that. So it's, you know, we're almost like a fresh bunch again. Unfortunately, the rest of the league gets to go through that same that same process. But you know, we get to, it's a new season, a new year, a new team pretty much. So whatever happened in the first semester, you know, we get a fresh start, and let's now make this a good second half of the season.
So the D2 part of it begins in earnest this weekend. You got your rivals from ASU coming over here to Arcadia. Tell me about the D2 part of it. What do you expect to do, and what do you have to do to get that out of that, if that's what your goal is?
Well, we have to take control of what's within our control. We have to win, and it's pretty much we have to win every game to give ourselves a chance. Unfortunately, we have to hope for other teams above us to slip and have a tough second semester. But it starts off with our crosstown rivals here at home. We played them very well in the first semester, and I know we can do the same as well this year. But with them being a lower ranked team now, we have to think about the goal differential, things like that too. So it's not only the win-loss, but making sure that we win and try to win by enough. You know, it's hard to tell guys let's go get goals and everything, but you know, we have to, if we play well defensively and we keep the puck out of our net and we continue to press and play our game and play physical, it shouldn't be an issue. And then moving forward, we have some big games. We have Northern Colorado, who's up there, and that's going to be a good, fun atmosphere to play in. We have
and that's over the MLK weekend, right?
Out in Colorado. We get them at home on their primetime night. They get a big crowd. They played University of Mary very well this weekend. So we have an opportunity to try and knock them, and that will give us some points. And Boise is up there, and then we have two more against Northern Arizona. So like I said, it's there, but we also need to hope that they kind of have some struggles too here and there.
Well, as you prepare for the run, how do you feel your team is if you don't get that out of bed and are ready for playoff? Are you comfortable with the playoff format and the roster and the team and everything?
Yeah, we definitely have a team that can get through regionals. Regionals is a tough tournament. It's a one and done. You never know what's going to happen. The puck, you know, you got to get a lot of puck luck and bounces going your way. You got to have the momentum going into it. Anyone can beat anyone at any time. You know, we've seen what it's like last year, and thankfully we don't have to travel for it if we are there. So, you know.
And for those that don't know, that's over at Oceanside this year, right?
I'll be here in Tempe, so we'll get to sleep in our own beds and eat from our own kitchens and stuff. But, you know, if we don't get that one or two bid to go straight through, it's all about seeding as well, and putting ourselves in a good seed and not having to play a play-in game like we did last year.
Coach, appreciate the time as always. Lopes up. Let's keep moving this thing forward.
Yep. Thank you.